Hello, happy Monday evening. We are going to jump into our new unit, and and while we're doing that, we're going to start with this page that I gave you in class today. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to be talking about how to graph inequalities in two variables. So remember, an inequality is something with a less than, a greater than, or an equal sign, or you could have less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Okay? So those are inequalities. And when there's two variables, that means you're going to have like an x and a y, or something like that. There's two variables. So the first thing we have to do is we have to, they'll give us an equation, and we have to get it in y equals, solve for y. So that is the same thing as get it in y equals form. Okay? Then, along with like we did last unit, identify your m and your b, which your m is your what? Yes, slope. And your b is your y-intercept. Yes, y-intercept. Okay? Alright, so the third step is if you're using greater than or a less than sign, this is something new. This is what we're going to do. If it's a greater than or less than sign, you use a dotted line. If you're using greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, so if it has this equal to thing on the bottom, you're going to use a solid line. Okay? Number 5 is to pick a test point. Only point either below or above the line. Test the point in the inequality, and if it's true, shade the side containing the point. If it's false, shade the other side. So let's look at how this would work, okay? Let's put all these steps to action. So here is our example. Well, yay, happy dance. It's already in y equals form. We don't have to move anything around to get it there. So we're going to identify our m. Your m is 2. Your b is 3. Okay? So now we have to plot our line. Okay? So we're going to start at the y-intercept at y equals 3. We're going to put a dot. And we're going to graph that. We're going to go up 2 over 1. Okay? Now we've run out of room here. So we're going to go over 1 down 2, over 1 down 2, over 1 down 2. It's supposed to be on the line there. Okay. So now it says if it's greater than or less than, we use a dotted line, but it has the equal to on the bottom, use a solid. So because we have the equal to here, we are going to go ahead and make a solid line like you normally would, graph, okay? And then here's how, because it's not just y equals blah blah blah, it's an inequality, we have to show, because it's an inequality, we have to do what the inequality says by shading in part of the graph. Because it's y is less than or equal to, we are going to shade below the region most of the time. But let's read this number, the line most of the time. Let's read number 5. Okay, so 5 wants us to pick a test point, any point either below or above the line. Test the point in the inequality. Okay, so we can't just assume that says, because it says less than, we shade everything less than. We need to pick a test point. It needs to be above or below the line. Okay, so we're going to, because it's less than, we're going to pick it and we're going to go below the line. Let's just pick 0, 0. That's easy. This is our test point. Okay, our test point is 0, 0. And we're going to plug, oh, we need to put that here, 0, 0. We're going to plug in x and a y for the 0 back into our equation. So we get, let's rewrite the equation again. Y is less than or equal to 2x plus 3. So we get 0 is less than or equal to 2 times 0 plus 3. So we get 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 3. Is 0 less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is. So it checks out. 0 is less than or equal to 3. It checks out. And now we can shade, if true, shade the side containing the point. Okay? So because we picked it below the line, we're going to shade all of the side below the line. Okay? Because it was true. Alright? If it had been false, we would shade the top part because it meant that the point we picked was false, so we're going to shade the top part. Okay? Let's do this one. Y is greater than negative 2x over 3 plus 2. So let's put our m, negative 2 over 3, and our b equals 2. Alright? So now we're going to plot this. 1, 2, put a dot. We're going to go down 2, 1, 2, to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we could go 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh man, I just made a mistake. Oops. Do y'all know what I just did wrong? Look at number 3 and 4. Did I have an equal to sign below? No, I did not. I did not. So it needs to be a dotted line. Okay, we are not doing a solid line because it does not have an equal to sign. It is just dotted. Okay. Now we're going to pick a point. Well, let's go with 0, 0 again. I think that's really easy to do. Let's plug in back into our original equation. 0 is greater than negative 2 times 0 is 0 over 3 plus 2. Okay, so this is just 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. So we end up with 0 is greater than 2. Is this a true statement? No, it is not a true statement. It is false. So instead of shading where the point was, like we shaded over here where our point was, our test point was last time, but our test point is not true, so we have to shade the other part, the part above. Okay? Alright, so let's look at number 3. Which of the following ordered pairs are in the solution set of y is less than or equal to 2/3, 2x plus 3. So what we can do, we just guess and check. We're going to plug in each one and see if it checks out or not. So 0, 0. Let's do that one first. So y equals 0 equals, 0 is less than or equal to 2 times 0 plus 3. So we get 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 3? Yes. This one's good. So we could have more than one answer here, so we're going to keep going. Negative 1, 0. We're going to plug that into our equation. Our y is 0, is less than or equal to 2 times negative 1 plus 3. Well, this is 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 3 is a positive 1. So is 0 less than or equal to positive 1? It is. So that is also a correct answer. Let's try negative 3, 1. 1 is less than or equal to negative 3 times, times 2 really is what it should have been. I should have had the 2 first. Plus 3. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. plus 3 is negative 3. Is 1 less than or equal to negative 3? No, that negative 3 is actually less than 1. So this does not check out. So we're not going to circle that one. It is not an answer. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, we're going to do some more like this tomorrow with inequalities. And so I'll see you then. Have a good night. Bye. What?